back to Daily Divine Messages from Spirit. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying blessed when this message finds you. I don't know what Spirit has to share with us for today, so I'm just going to go ahead and light our Palo Santo to clear the energy, and we'll dive right on in. I hope everyone is doing all right. How is your week treating you? We are here on Friday, September 27th, 2024. But whenever this message finds you, if it's in the future, and this reading still, if the message still resonates, then the message is still for you. But at this time of the present moment, we are entering into the weekend and the last weekend of September, and we're getting ready for the portals are opening up for the new moon in Libra, which is also going to be a solar eclipse, if many of you don't know already. And this solar eclipse is going to be a really strong eclipse, a really strong new moon. You know, new moons are about new cycles. And with this eclipse in Libra, it also has a lot of energy around Black Moon Lilith, which is our shadow feminine side. And it is going to be supported by, Mars in Cancer and Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio, which will bring up a lot of emotional shadows, emotional aspects about ourselves that we have kept hidden, that has been kept quiet in our relationships. Everything we do is a relationship in and of itself, but in our relationships, that we interact with on a regular basis, but then also relationships that we keep our distance from because of the fact that the energies just don't mesh, is what I'm hearing. And how we respond in those ways. How Black Moon Lilith has the tendency to be, from what I like to call, a fire-breathing dragon. So if you've been feeling like a fire-breathing dragon, I know that my hormones this week have definitely, and my intuitive, empathic connection to the collective, on top of my own personal body's natural experiences, and I have definitely had to take a couple of days off of work to sleep, to rest. The last 2 days have basically been sleep and bath. That's Mars and Cancer for you. But also, look, this one wanted to just come out by itself. Thank you, Spirit. The Three of Pentacles, Three of Crystals reverse. So what I'm seeing with this here is Spirit saying, and then we have the Four of Swords. So at the bottom of the deck. So the Three of Pentacles is about teamwork. It's about seeking counsel. It's about being able to utilize your strengths to work with others. And with it in reverse, that's exactly what we're talking about is, where has it been difficult to speak or interact with people that do not necessarily agree or align with your energies? And, in the past, I'm hearing for some Black Moon Lilith within us, right, that shadow feminine may have brought out the fire breathing dragon in us, where we snapped back, especially if you have a strong fire placement or strong, I'm hearing Scorpio for fixed water, right? And that's the Venus in Scorpio right now as well, which is again kind of around that same like needing, learning how to really stand up and defend and protect your heart, your loves, beloveds, what I'm hearing. But Scorpio can also be very, you know, it's a scorpion, right? Like if it's protecting itself, it's a hard shell because and it will protect even stronger because it is such an empathic and emotional creature. It is such a soft. It has such a soft inside that it has to protect its softness even stronger with a hard shell. Think of the Cancer crab as well. And that can cause, if they're really in a protective mode, they might snap, they might hurt, they might harm, they might have words that cut like knives, right? And so I'm hearing at this time around, though, with this circle around her head, and the Three of Pentacles, is when things are circling, you might have people, experiences, relationships, feelings that might circle back around. It might trigger you again. It might bring up old memories, old feelings. And that's what this new moon is supposed to do, to help us grow, to help us release and free ourselves from those triggering aspects that where in the past we may have reacted in a way of just burning the bridge, burning the house down, right? Like snapping back in defense and hurting to protect. But with the Four of Swords up here and the bottom of the deck, Spirit wants us to reflect on that. Reflect on how this time around, when it circles back around, is there another way that we can respond? Right? There's a difference between reacting and responding. You might feel triggered at what your spouse or partner says if it brings up something that an insecurity that you have been trying to heal through or trying to work through for years. You might be triggered if your parents said something that just for some reason triggers you. Reflecting on how you would respond in that sense. How can you respond in that sense with love is what I'm hearing. And how can you respond? The difference between reacting and responding is reacting, there is no pause. Reacting is just like a knee-jerk reaction, right? What is it when you go to the doctor and they hit your knee and you just have the reflex and you just kick right back, right? You didn't stop to think, to pause, to breathe, to feel. You just did out of the primitive fight, flight, freeze, appease. And I'm hearing it's not always, again, remember the primitive reactions, primal survival instincts is not always fighting back. It's not always snapping back. It can also be freezing, right? Just not doing anything. It could be running away and ghosting. It could be appeasing, trying to please everyone to save yourself, to survive. Those are all instinctive reactions. And Spirit wants us to reflect on what is your primitive survival mechanism when you are triggered and when your ego feels threatened, or when you feel, I'm hearing backed up against a wall, backed up in a corner, and you don't know what else to do. What do you do? Everyone's reaction is going to be different, and it doesn't make it wrong or right or bad or good for that reaction. Just know, and if you're and be mindful of, if you're in this response, if you're having this a conversation, maybe a heated conversation with a partner, thinking about what their primitive reactions might be as well. And I just heard the 5 love languages. So perhaps this is also a good opportunity to reflect on what our love languages are also, so that we can know how to respond and how we can best, what if maybe we're feeling triggered or hurt or angry because our love languages were not met. The moon is around our emotional needs, our intuition. So when we have a new moon or a full moon, this is about the ending and beginning of cycles, but how it is going to best support our emotional needs. And so whatever your moon sign is, maybe some of you, because I brought up Cancer and Scorpio, maybe you are Cancer or Scorpio moon. Whatever your moon sign is, that's how you meet your emotional needs. That's how you can successfully meet your emotional needs, understanding the energy of that sign. Okay? For instance, if since we're in the Libra new moon, Libras are about balance and justice, but they're not, and the light aspect of Libra is, harmony and friendship, collaboration. But the shadow aspect of Libra is martyr, trying to people please at the cost of your own self. It's being fickle and manipulative to get your way. And it's also domineering. So you have to be mindful of that if that's your moon sign. So if your moon sign is in Libra, your emotional needs will be met more so on the light aspect of harmony and balance and collaboration, healthy partnership, healthy communication, fairness, but also keeping in mind that as the collective new moon is in Libra, and the whole collective South Node is in Libra, we are all having to reflect, readdress on our karma, past life, soul karma, generational karma, and then also the karma that we also inflicted in this collective, in our world. It's not just about what has been done unto us, but it's also about what we have done, regardless of if it was a reaction of what's been done to us. And Spirit's bringing me back to explaining a little bit more about what, we talked about what reacting means. Now, the difference between reacting and responding. Responding is when you take that conscious step back and you evaluate how you're feeling, right? Clearing your throat. Maybe you need to clear the gunk out of your throat chakra so that you can speak truthfully, impeccably, with grace and love, even if it's a heated argument. That's why heated arguments typically never end well, because they're just clashing energies instead of deliberately speaking on your truth in a conscious manner, taking that break, that beat, that pause, taking that breath even, and allowing yourself to show up vulnerably and not using it to hurt the other person, not using the other person's vulnerability as a weapon to undercut them. So my throat is really, really clogging up right now talking about this. So this is definitely some throat chakra clearing, some communication clearing that we need to do. Excuse me. And so maybe you do need to clear your throat, do some throat clearing exercises, some speaking into the mirror, literally hearing your voice say what it is that you need to say. There's a difference. You can speak your truth by writing it down, but there's a different power in saying it out loud. Maybe you need to say that of something that's out of balance with a friendship or with a relationship or with a boss or a job, or you need to ask for what it is that you need, or you need to share and speak up on what it is that really matters to you. Even if it's hard, even if you know it'll be hard for them. But again, taking your time and hearing, letting yourself take the space for them to digest, even if they are reacting, even if they're pushing back and fighting and trying to, you know, push a button, trigger you, get a reaction out of you. Be mindful of that. You don't have to participate. If you feel that it's becoming an unproductive conversation, as Brene Brown says, this is unproductive, I'm going to have to reschedule. Like, we're going to have to pick this up at a later date because this is no longer productive. If all you can do is try to push my buttons and you're trying to low blow and you're trying to hurt me with your words, I am going to put a pause on it. I am going to put a pin in it, and I am going to walk away, not because I'm afraid, not because I'm weak, but because I am responding in a conscious, healthy manner, and this is not healthy. When you're ready and when you're willing to speak in a way that does not hurt, in a way that can be productive, where we can actually find a synergizing solution, right? Libra's about synergy. Then we can pick this conversation back up. But right now, we clearly have too much emotional attachment to it, and we need to reschedule, right? The bottom of the deck here with the Lemuria, as I was shuffling, is the high heart chakra. So I'm hearing that this is this is welcoming our higher self to be able to respond in a place of love, bliss, being able to react, or what's the word? To be able to interact, thank you, interact from a place of love, of high love, conscious love. And this doesn't have to be within a relationship particularly, but it can be. It can also be, again, in our own self. How do we react and respond versus respond to ourselves when we're having heavy emotions? How do we interact with our inner child and our shadows and our wounds and our traumas? Do we push our inner child down and say, shut the fuck up and sit down? Do we tell our inner child that they're gross for feeling this way? Or do we acknowledge and accept what our inner child is trying to say? And so look, another chakra that came through at the bottom of the deck is the Earth Star chakra. So this is an initiation, the first chakra in the Beyond Lemuria Oracle. And I apologize that I keep clearing my throat. So again, if it's bothering you, I don't know what else to tell you. But you know, this is just showing that there are some things that really do need to come up that have been stuck. But I'm also hearing drink water, and all I have is my matcha tea. So that's probably not helping, right? It's like when you have coffee in the morning and you haven't spoken enough, or coffee or tea in the morning, you haven't spoken enough, so your throat chakra is like underdeveloped, and you just need to like clear it out. Drink water, clear it out. But I'm hearing clear it out. Clear the the gunk out in your relationship to work it out. But that's why you're being initiated. And then we have, and I'm sorry guys, I don't like having my throat feeling like this either. So it's interesting as I started talking that this is happening, but I'm just going to take it as a message from spirit, because they all are as I'm channeling. So the two cards that came out from Lemuria is the Realm Bridger, number 41, and Crystal Keys, number 22. We're being initiated here, you know, integrating our higher self with that high heart chakra into the earth, our 3D self, our physical self. And that's what that Realm Bridger is about. We are the bridge between the worlds of heaven and earth. That's our intuition, that's our consciousness. That's what's beautiful about the human experience, is that we can be between worlds. And we can be the master of that if we allow ourselves to tap into the light codes that the crystal keys and tangle with, carry. Maybe you need to do some crystal healing. Maybe I'm hearing maybe you need to do some chakra healing, and imagining with your crystals, imagining crystal dust cleansing and clearing your Earth Star chakra, your high heart chakra, to cleanse it, your throat chakra, to cleanse it with healthy, maturing, imbalanced harmony, communication, impeccability, vulnerability, health, response. Wow, and I just saw the reflection of an eagle above my window, but it was in the reflection of my phone screen, because when I look up I cannot see an eagle, but it was in the reflection of my phone screen. Very, very beautiful and interesting. So again, going back to that reflection with the Four of Swords, what do we need to reflect on? How can we, eagles symbolize your higher self. They symbolize being able to see from a higher perspective, the fuller spectrum. When you're up high, that's what they say, bird's eye view, because you can see a bigger picture than if you were to just be right in that, looking right up at, so close to it. Really interesting. Really interesting. Very powerful, beautiful. Also, eagles definitely indicates, guidance, spirit guidance. So your spirit guides are with you as you are here reflecting, and don't be afraid to tap into that vulnerable space. Maybe you need to start out journaling, doing some, I'm hearing some self-parenting journaling. Yeah, look at this. The card that came out is learn to ask questions. Learn to ask questions. Don't be afraid. Don't make assumptions. The third agreement from our four agreements oracles. Learn to ask questions to your inner child, I'm hearing, so that you can hear what it is that is being triggered within you. Learn to ask questions when you're having a conversation with a beloved um, or a boss or anything like that, so that you're not making assumptions of what they're doing, of why they're feeling the way they feel. Let's see if we can get this. There we go. It says it is always better to ask questions than to make assumptions. Have the courage to ask questions until you are as clear as can be. Once you hear the answer to a question, you won't have to make assumptions because you will know the truth. Oh, there's that eagle again. Now I can see it from here. Beautiful. Big wings. Yeah. Learn to ask questions so that you can see the perspective from a higher view standpoint. You are guided and protected. You are a wise eye, right? Look at that eye right there. You are a wise eye. But if we get limited in our response, in our reactions, we get limited in our sight when we make assumptions and we make that knee-jerk reaction. But the wisdom is within you. Honor yourself. Bottom of the deck here says, always do your best. Honor yourself. Look, another bird. Look at the swan as well. So birds might be very symbolic for you, but right now they're speaking. These are our ancestors, our angels, our earth angels, right? The dove indicating purity. Honor the purity of yourself, the innocence of yourself. That's why I'm hearing that inner child. Maybe you need to journal to your inner child and ask questions. There really is. There's actually an inner child healing or self-parenting book that I read about 12 years ago, and it helped me learn how to honor my inner child by sitting down for 30 minutes and just writing to my inner child by literally having a conversation, right? Asking out loud, hey, inner child, how do you feel? How are you feeling today? And just listening back to, I know it sounds a bit, cuckoo bananas, but this is how we are become self-aware of what is internally going on. We think that speaking to ourselves, listening and hearing for that's the same way that we hear God speak to us, divine speak to us, is when we sit quietly and meditate. The praying is asking questions, right? Having the conversation. Meditating is being still, being quiet enough so you can hear the answers to come back that you just prayed about. And the same thing with inner child self-parenting is when you're asking your inner child, how did this, you're feeling triggered? Okay, why are you feeling triggered? And just hearing what is coming back through and not judging it at all. And honoring it. And even responding by saying thank you for sharing. You can write it down, write down the responses and go deeper into it. No one else is judging you. No one else is reading your journal. This is between you and divine. And this is how we're going to be able to heal the relationships between our self and our beloveds if we're having conflict, and even being able to understand how to function in a productive manner. And that's what this energy is helping us. Thank you. And look at this, Spirit. This is a beautiful affirmation that we can say with us today. Let me get it focused. Come on. There we go. I have people who love and respect me. Look at this. This is beautiful. Some of us really do need to remind ourselves this. I have people who love and respect me. Maybe we feel like we don't. Again, right? Maybe we feel because we're in this conflict right now, because we're, you know, being triggered by people, we might feel like they do not love or respect us. But they do, and we do have people that love and respect us, and our spouse and our partner and our parents and our friends and our bosses, they do want to love and respect us. If we believe that they do love and respect us, we just have to love and respect ourselves. We have to ask questions of why it's making us feel this way. Interesting that that just literally shot out of my hands. So I guess we need this too. It's okay to make mistakes. And I believe in my goals and dreams. So that is a reminder as well. That's something that wants us to be known. It's okay to make mistakes. Remember to hear that with other people and with ourselves. And I believe in my goals and my dreams. And I'm able to collaborate with people who honor and respect me because I honor and love and respect myself as well. And happiness is up to me. My happiness is up to me ultimately, bottom of the deck. At the end of the day, no matter what other people say or do to me, about me, no matter if they want to support me, no matter if they want to lash out at me, my happiness is up to me. This is what we're learning. We're withdrawing from codependency of believing that it's other people's responsibility to make us happy. It is up to us on whether or not we want to be happy. That's why it's important to honor ourselves. And so if you are interested in some chakra healing or guidance, or just want to hear some additional messages that might be for you, and you might be guided, you might be interested in taking a look at my chakra healing series playlist that I have on my channel. So you can take a look at that. I do have the chakra healing playlist pinned in my description box. And you could look at the Earth Star chakra, the first one, and the High Heart chakra, since they both did come out. But also because we were having some throat clearing, the throat chakra might also be interesting for you and might have some additional messages for you. So definitely take a look at those if you feel called to it. But I hope that this resonates with you. I hope it helps. And if it does, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, Princess Leah 888, and hit that notification bell if you'd like to know whenever I am posting for Daily Divines or my other, Tea and Tarot Tuesday weekly updates. Or if you just want to be a part of this soul tribe of healing the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind through conscious love. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can absolutely do so. I have a few more days left of my September promo where your first booking will be, your first reading will be complimentary, a 3-card spread from Spirit over any topic that you prefer, that you choose. And if you'd like to purchase a full Tea and Tarot soul session with me and get a 1-ounce handcrafted loose leaf tea from my FemRems apothecary, you can email me at femrems811@gmail.com, or you can find me on my social media on TikTok or Instagram at Princess Leah 888. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, peace and love. Namaste. Bye.